The fall season completely in its second season, the postseason. Field hockey, volleyball, boys soccer, it's all ahead. Wild weekend as the second round of football playoffs reveal that this could be the year of the underdog. State Champs Michigan's high school sports show starts now. Hi, and welcome inside the State Champs studios. Michigan, this is your home for highlights, and we have updates in the State Champs Mr. Football and Anvil Award races. I'm your host, Lauren Plant. State Champs High School Sports Show is presented by Lawrence Technological University. I love this school. What's not to love? Small class sizes, professors who actually work in the fields they teach, hands-on learning and internship opportunities, and an ever-expanding commitment to collegiate athletics. New sports like women's hockey, competitive cheer and dance, men's volleyball, men's and women's track and field. 26 NAIA varsity offerings here at Lawrence Tech. Recruit yourself at ltu.edu.edu. Fill out a simple questionnaire, and a coach will respond to you within 48 hours. You can be a college athlete. Our program also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, Hungry Howies, and the Michigan Army National Guard.
I'm Chuck Pellerito. Let's check out a rematch from Week 4. The Dakota Cougars at home taking on the Romeo Bulldogs. Dakota won the last meeting on the road, 34-28. This one, a much different ball game. First play of the game, snap goes off Logan Rolfe's hands, Jordan Rice-Reno falls on it, Cougars in business. Caden Sloan, out of the Wildcat, looks to pass, sees a running lane, takes it in himself from 5 yards out, Cougars strike first. Bulldogs would get close but stall out. Mylan Krestoviski knocks down a 32-yard field goal, pulling the Dogs within 4. Dakota looking to add on just before the half, but Zach Drosky's passing will be picked off by Joey Kostrubiak, and we went into halftime with Dakota leading 7-3. Cougars get the ball to start the second half, and they wasted no time getting it going. Sloan from the Wildcat again, looks to his left, bounces back to the middle, and he's gone. Winning the race 35 yards to the end zone, Dakota ups the lead 14-3. And following some very timely conversions for Romeo, Braden Goralski gets the handoff off the jet motion, turns on the burners, 19-yard score, 2-point conversion no good, Dogs still trail 14-9. Romeo D stepping up and forcing a Cougars punt. Just following the fourth down conversion, Logan Rolfes rolls to his left, hits Luke Rolfes with some space, he gets tripped up at the 5, and the Dogs looking for the upset. Fourth down, ball on the 1, 3.9 seconds left. The junior Luke Rolfes gets the handoff, bounces to the outside, and falls in the end zone as Romeo walks this one off by a final 15-14 over Dakota. They'll face off with Stoney Creek in the district finals next week.
I'm Ryan Slocum. We go to Division I for a district semifinal with undefeated Detroit Catholic Central hosting Novi, which was coming off a big win over the defending state champs Brighton a week ago. The boys in blue putting together a solid drive on their first possession. Junior running back Mo Jafer caps it off, running over defenders and strolling in for the game's first score. Shamrocks up 7-0. Just seconds into the second, CC signal caller Declan Bile with plenty of time. He drops back and launches it deep down the sideline to Owen Semp, who reels it in and walks into the end zone for 6. CC up 17-0 at the break. And they were back in business early in the third. Bile drops back and hits Jafer on the screen. He makes a nice cut and is gone 60 yards to the house for his second touchdown of the game. Catholic Central extends its lead to 24. It was all gas and no brakes for CC in this one. Bile rolling way out. He heaves the rock to a wide-open Cameron Davenport. It's another long tutty, 75 yards this time. Bile has now thrown for 3 TDs on the night. Sophomore running back Evan Hager putting on the finishing touches for the home team in the final quarter. He barrels across the goal line. Catholic Central dominates, winning 37-0 and advance to play Lakeland in the district finale.
Jake Durant from the UP here. Let's go to Mountaineers Stadium for the game between the Mountaineers and the Gwinn Model Towners. First quarter, no score. The Mountaineers defense setting the tone early on third down. Lucas Maxon and Joey Dumais get to the quarterback for the sack. Model Towners go 3 and out. That would lead to this Caleb Berkland 48-yard dash to the house. He looked energized tonight. It's 7-0 Iron Mountain. Later, Eli Lofholm handing it to Berkland once again. He breaks a tackle, throws a stiff arm, and he's into the end zone once more. It's 13-0 Mountaineers. Second quarter, Iron Mountain in the Wildcat. Caleb Avasevich-Hines. He's known for his running abilities, but he's going to show off his arm here. Right on the money to Bryce Pietrantonio. The Mountaineers in full control, and it's Lofholm. On the rollout, he'll find Dumais, who gets both feet down for the touchdown. Iron Mountain advances to their district final with a 56-8 win over Gwinn.
In a Division 6 semifinal, Manistee having a strong season, hosting Grayling at home. Vikings could be a real sleeper, and they showed it tonight at the half, up 21-0 at Manistee. Joe Cott trying to make something happen for the home team on the return to start the second half, but he coughs it up, and Grayling recovers deep in Manistee territory. A big no-no when you're already down 3 scores, and David Milliken takes full advantage of that. A short touchdown for him. 28-0 lead. Grayling continuing to roll with all the momentum on the road. And after another Chippewa 3 and out, Milliken gets another quick handoff from Hunter Ventline and adds another 6 points to the stat line for the night. 35-0 Grayling leads it on the road, and the Manistee fans were silent already. They are heading for the cars at this point. Drew Canary jumping on another fumble opportunity here. He recovers it for the Vikings. 49-14 Grayling as the 4 seed in the district, knocking off the top seed in that bracket, Manistee, to advance to the district final next week.
What's up, and welcome back to another update in the State Champs Mr. Football race presented by Hungry Howie's. Sean Belizian joining me, and I'll tell you what, Sean, every year this is really when the rubber meets the road. We are into the playoffs. We've got a couple more weeks before we freeze our top 10, and typically, year after year, there always are some late additions to the party that sometimes could have huge ramifications, but we've got to change this week.
Well, this is a guy that has been knocking on the door for a few weeks now. We've talked about it. I've had the opportunity to do 3 of his games. Rocco Milia. And the best way I can describe Rocco to you, he's like the ultimate Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything. In case you missed it, here's what he's done. Safety, wide receiver, quarterback, running back, punt returner, holder, tight end. And the biggest thing that he's done is make plays all over the field and at critical juncture of the game. So when we talk about our criteria, you're going to hear us go back to our criteria many, many times as we do this. Guess what? You follow that process. This is a playmaker. This is a guy that has been doing a little bit of everything. He's been doing it at critical moments of the game. He's class president at Brother Rice. We couldn't ignore Rocco Milia any longer.
Big game performance. He's made a lot of those plays in the biggest of games. Team success. I mean, who would have thought Rice would now be considered one of the favorites in Division III? So congratulations to Rocco Milia. Dante Moore, just a sophomore, coming off the list right now. They've had some tough losses this year to the big teams. Detroit Kings still in a very, very good position as they move forward in the playoffs. So that's where the race stands right now. The important thing you need to do is go out there and vote, because it does matter. StateChampsNetwork.com.
Couldn't agree with you more, LP. Get out there and make sure you're a part of this process, because we want you to be a part of this process, and you have a very big say.
Show us you want to keep your guy in the top 10. By the time regionals start, it will be frozen. So there is a small amount of time in which we can make any future changes. Go to StateChampsNetwork.com. Exercise your right to vote, as so many of you have done throughout the state. We will see you next time on the Mr. Football Update.
Hungry Howie's wants to give you one less thing to worry about. Introducing pizza with peace of mind. Every pizza is cooked at least 485 degrees and packaged hands-free. Then delivered right with Howie's no-contact delivery.
Hungry Howie's!
I'm I'm Jenna Rose, and we go out to Dexter for the Field Hockey State Championships. We start in Division II, Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett taking on Grosse Pointe South. Liggett in blue looking to win its second state title in the last 3 years, and we pick things up in the first quarter. It would be Ella Karolak there in front for the goal as the Knights led 1-0 after the opening quarter. More from Liggett with 6 minutes to go in the first half. Delaney Garvey slides it over to Allie Roth. Her first shot is stopped, but gets the second chance and puts it into the back of the net. Knights up a pair as we head into halftime. South looking to win its first state title in the last 16 years. Kate Scupian scores off the penalty stroke. Blue Devils down a goal. South had a chance to even the game a few minutes later. However, Liggett netminder Alexandra Karolak is there to kick the ball away as Liggett hangs on to win 2-1 the final. It's the Knights' second Division II title in the last 3 years. Next to the D1 finale, the Dexter Dreadnoughts on their home turf going for back-to-back crowns. Standing in their way, the Pioneers from Ann Arbor Pioneer. We picked things up early in the first quarter. This is Dexter's Abigail Tamer going on in, scoring her 27th goal of the season. 1-0 Dreadnoughts after the first. More from Dexter in the second. This time it would be Tamer dishing it to Gracie Burns, who stuffs it home for her 8th goal on the campaign. Dreadnoughts went into the break leading by 2. Pioneer going for its first state crown in 4 years. Issa King taking the penalty stroke, and she puts it in. The Pioneers now trailed by 1. But it wouldn't be enough as Dexter hangs on to win 2-1 the final for its second straight Division I field hockey state title.
I'm Greg Molson in Howell for a Division III soccer state semifinal. The defending state champion Grosse Ile Red Devils taking on the Hornets of Williamston. It's Grosse Ile on the attack early, putting the pressure on, leading to a handball in the box by the Hornets. That gives the Red Devils a penalty kick, and Bosch Tanya drills it into the back of the net for the early lead. Williamston with a chance to answer off the corner kick. Andrew Palmer from point blank range, kicked away by Hayden Watson, keeping Grosse Ile on top. And the Devils add to their lead with a corner of their own. Clayton Lafayette with the kick. Cannon Kawadri using his head for the goal to make it 2-0 at halftime. Moving to the second half, it's Tani putting it away, showing off his speed and touch for the goal here. And he was not done, adding his 3rd of the night, his 48th of the season. Grosse Ile wins it 4-0.
We shall win! Let everybody go! Let everybody go!
I'm Lauren Plant, and we go to a Division I district semifinal between 6-0 Grand Blanc and the 7-0 Clarkston Wolves. The GB Bobcats came out firing on all cylinders. Senior running back Dennis Underwood. Watch him work into the end zone. 10-0 advantage after 1. 10.5 to go in the second quarter. Methodical drive for the Wolves. The sophomore Ethan Clark finds a way to break the plane. Bobcats lead down to 3. 25 seconds to go in the half. Michael Facinello gets through the line, gets a piece of the punt. It's going to be recovered by Grand Blanc and the Bobcats within striking distance. Then this happened. Senior QB Ty Brodebek, quick pass to Kai Hopewell. Good old hook and ladder play. Toss to Elijah Jackson. He does the rest. Huge play to end the half. Grand Blanc led 17-7 at the break. Third quarter now, and the Wolves trying to climb back in it. Gibbons to Clark, runs into his own man, then coughs it up. Bobcats back with the ball. Brodebek was balling in the second half. His supporting cast stepping up big time. Check out Jackson. The one-handed grab in the back of the end zone. That was sick. 2-point conversion successful. Middle of the third. Grand Blanc's lead at 21. Minutes later, Wolves retort. Junior QB Mike DePillo calls his own number, and he will find the paint. After 3, it was a 28-14 ball game. But following a DePillo interception early in the fourth, Ty Brodebek took control of the game through the air. Another TD toss here to Elijah Jackson. Later, Another terrific pitch and catch. Brodebek hits fellow senior Jonah Molesky for 6. 3 touchdown passes in the second half. The difference, the Wolves hung in with some late scores, but it was too little, too late. Graham Blake shocks Clarkston as they win and advance. 42-35 the final. We go to a D4 district semi between Paw Paw and Hastings. Red Wolves got here on the legs of Colby Hiddenall. School record 343 yards, 3 TDs a week ago. Starts off the scoring in this one. Later, it was Jose Valverde who stepped up and knocked through a 49-yard field goal. That was a bomb. Paw Paw ran up a 17-0 lead at the half. The sophomore Zayon Davis punches it in. It was 17-8 in the third when the Red Wolves went back to work. This is Will Marshall. He'll find the end zone. That made it a 16-point Paw Paw advantage. But hold the phone. Ensuing kickoff going to be hauled in by Robbie Slaughter, and he lives up to his last name, slicing and dicing and flat out slaughtering the Paw Paw special teams. He is logged on to the Gone Network. Hastings back in it. And following a block punt, the Saxons within striking distance. Slaughter going back to work. He crosses the finish line again. They went for 2, and TJ Russell, refusing to be denied, gets the ball across the goal line. We had a 24-22 ball game. Red Wolves trying to close it out, but this short 4th down run fails to get the necessary yardage, and Hastings will have one more shot. Final seconds, and this is how sometimes it is a game of inches. 4th and 10, and Mason Denton going for it all. Evan Eastman is there, but just can't corral it in. Paw Paw hangs on, and the Red Wolves advance 24-22 the final. Tough road to hoe from here. They'll seek revenge following a loss earlier in the year to Superpower Edwardsburg in the district finale.
1, 2, 3.
Head now to Westwood, where the Patriots were playing host to the Negaunee Miners. First quarter, no score. Gerald Johnson off the play action. He'll toss one up to Eli Lokala, who goes up and gets it, and the Westwood defender has no chance at that one. Miners get on the board first, 7-0. Second quarter, the extra exciting 1-yard run into the end zone by Nash Hillier, going to put the Miners up 2 scores. After yet another Negaunee score to make it 21-0, Westwood going to find a little life. Travis Urin going to corral the squib kick. The Miners converge, but Urin's able to slip a couple tackles, and there he goes. He could go all the way. A kickoff return for the touchdown will get Westwood on the board, but this one all Negaunee. They're going to move on to the district finals, defeating the Pats 42-14. The Miners will play Calumet next week in the district finals.
Lawrence Technological University understands the importance of visiting a campus before enrolling in your college career. Here in 2020, LTU is offering the next best thing. 2 virtual open houses with tons of ways for you to investigate everything this nationally recognized university has to offer. Simply known as Blue Devil Days, you can explore their renowned academic programs in architecture, design, engineering, technology, science, and business. There's also an opportunity to hear about the admissions process and an overview of financial aid. You'll end the day with a student panel able to speak to current LTU students specifically about their college experience. The virtual Blue Devil Days are Saturday, November 14th and Saturday, December 12th, so be sure to RSVP today before space runs out. Just head over to upcoming.ltu.edu, click on Events and Tours, and then click on Virtual Events. The next 4 years are going to be the most important of your life. Do yourself a service and check out Lawrence Technological University.
We do it right now, we go home losers. I ain't got no losers out this group. I got elite men, elite warriors, elite Panthers. That's gonna give me what I want. Let's go!
I'm Ryan Slocum. River Rouge football coach Corey Parker knows how to motivate his team before every game. The defending Division III state champs went on the road to take on Riverview in the district semifinals. We'll pick it up on the opening possession. The Western Michigan recruit Marion Herbowski scores on the 5-yard keeper. The Panthers led it 8-0 after the first. Riverview came in undefeated at 7-0. They're known for pounding the rock with that T formation, and it's the senior Jamari Moultrie busting free for the 50-yard touch. 2-point conversion is good. We're tied at 8 apiece, and the Pirates would do it again on their next possession. It's the junior Jacob Puma giving it to the Panthers with the 23-yard score. Riverview takes the lead at 14-8. But back come the defending champs. It's Herbowski keeping it himself again. He crosses the plane for the 14-yard TD. River Rouge now up a deuce at 16-14. Later in the quarter, Panthers back on the prowl as Herbowski adds his third rushing touchdown from 10 yards away. That increases the Panther lead to 22-14. Then, just before the half, Herbowski goes to the air. He drops the bomb to David Martin, who brings it in. He goes 50 yards to the crib. River Rouge goes into halftime on top, 30-14. And it was all Panthers from there. It's that man, Herbowski, scoring his fourth rushing touchdown from just a couple of yards out as River Rouge goes on to beat Riverview by the final score of 38-20. They'll face New Boston Huron in the Division III District Final.
We had a great matchup in the Division IV District semifinals with Pontiac Notre Dame looking to avenge its only loss of the regular season, taking on a Detroit Country Day team on a mission to return to the D4 state championship game. I'm Greg Molson, and after getting shut out in the first meeting, doesn't take long for Notre Dame to score in the rematch. Jacob Benson to a streaking Clayton Bone down the sideline for a 45-yard score on the game's opening possession. Country Day looking to answer in the final minute of the first half. Brandon Mann throwing to the end zone, but he's picked off by Bone, getting it done on both sides of the ball. The Irish up 7-0 at halftime. The Yellow Jackets finally come to life in the third. On 4th and 2 from the 10, Mann keeps it himself right up the middle to get Country Day on the board, tying the game at 7-all. But Notre Dame answers quickly with another big play. Benson throwing it deep and finding Trevor Tuttle for a 40-yard touchdown, putting the Irish back on top. Back comes Country Day again. Jacob Yarberry with the 1-yard run to even it up again at 14-all. After a defensive stop, the Jackets get the ball back for a final drive on 3rd and 6 from the 47. Check out Yarberry running right, then cutting back to the left, turning on the speed, going 46 yards down to the 1. That sets up Mann for the game-winning touchdown with 1:35 to play. Country Day comes from behind twice to beat Notre Dame for the second time this season, 21-14.
Great job. Great job of hanging in, making plays, just competing your butts off. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys. You know what? We learned a lot about our team tonight.
I thought we learned a lot about our team there, and just our makeup. I know we have a lot of seniors on here, and I mean we were not going to let that be our last game.
I'm Zach Herrick from the West Michigan area. In Division II, an unlikely matchup between 7-seed Caledonia and 6-seed Lowell. It would be all Caledonia early on. Minutes in, it's Scott's freshman Brock Townsend scoring from 4 yards out, 7-0 Caledonia early. And just 2 minutes later on the next drive, it's senior running back Carson Vanderhoff breaking through the line, and he goes untouched for a 72-yard score. He had a monster game in this one, 13-0 Fighting Scots after a quarter. But with 5 seconds left in the opening half, Lowell gets going. From the 1-yard line, Doak Dean scrambles and finds Brett Spanbauer in the end zone. That cuts the deficit to 27-13 at intermission. And in the fourth, Lowell down 8, but it's Dean on the quarterback keeper scoring from 10 yards out. The Red Arrows down just 2 after the conversion was no good. Dean would have 6 scores in the game. But speaking of big-time performances, it's Carson Vanderhoff minutes later helping to put the game away with a 10-yard touchdown run here. He would run for 336 yards on 43 carries in 4 touchdowns. Caledonia advances 55-38 the final. They'll travel to 1 seed Mona Shores in the district final.
Touch in on some 8-player highlights. Division I regional semifinal. Great meeting between 2 former Ski Valley rivals now tearing it up in the 8-player ranks. 7-0 Pellston against 6-1 Inland Lakes Bulldogs right away. The keeper by Mason Blumke gets in the end zone, and they are on the board first against a strong Pellston opponent. But a quick response on the squib kick. David Jamrise returns it for the Hornets. A real stinger there. He's going to the other end. A quick 6-6 tie. But later on, the Bulldogs shaking that one off. Blumke back to work. This time a long pass to Cameron Wallace, who comes down with it and races towards the end zone. Inland Lakes the lead back 12-6. Of course, Pellston doesn't want to let them run away with it at home. Nate Childs is going to get the handoff here and score for the home team Hornets, coming off their first playoff win a week ago. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it to, as Inland Lakes picks up the road win, knocking off Pellston 46-18 to advance to the regional finals in the 8-player Division I tournament.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and we've got volleyball playoff action from Tuesday night in Ypsilanti as Lincoln hosted Westland John Glenn. The host, Rail Splitters, having a tough year, and this match on paper has it going the Rockets' way, but this is the first match of the playoffs. Anything can happen. The Splitters got off to a great start in the first set. Ella Burks laying the smackdown out front, getting the point for Lincoln. The Rockets from John Glenn trying to remain competitive, and being competitive is what drives these student athletes on the court. Check out the determination by number 11 in blue. That's Kaya Tullo getting the job done with her left and then right hand. JG cutting into the Splitters' lead in the first. Lincoln now up 5, and they would capture the first set right here with the bump from Jaden Jones over to Paige Cunningham. And the pair of juniors clicking tonight. First set score, 25-19. Second set action now, and the Rockets have the momentum up 2 points. Tullo sets up Alexa Richardson, who lays down a rocket shot. Official says it's inbounds. John Glenn increasing the lead. Rockets still leading in the second. A nice long volley here going back and forth between the Splitters and Rockets. Once again, it's Tullo setting it up, this time to Lauren Hardy, and the senior gets the kill to go, getting that point for JG. But the Rail Splitters would rally back in the second. This point seals the deal by Jaden Jones, who fakes everyone out, putting the soft touch on the ball in the open floor. 25-19 the score again, and Lincoln up 2 sets. And it would be a clean sweep by Lincoln. It's a block out front, and it's Megan Newman delivering for the Splitter Nation. Your third set score, 25-20. Lincoln moving on to the district semifinals.
I'm Lauren Plant, and we now go to a Division I volleyball district opener from Monday night. Utica Eisenhower at home to take on Rochester Hills Stoney Creek. Eisenhower ranked 5th in Division I. We start first set. Back and forth rally until Angelina Trippi with the quick dish to Kira Buza, who slaps it over. Eagles took the opening set 25-23. Stoney Creek, honorable mention, the D1 rankings heading into the state tournament. Sydney Tomlak feeds to Emma Byer, who notches the winner for the Cougars. This was another close one in set 2. Eagles pulled through as Signe Palazzolo, the Punisher. Ike with sweep on their minds, leading 2-0. But Stoney Creek wasn't going down without a fight in the third. Both teams going at it on this rally, and it would be Ainsley Goosey finding the corner. Cougars take set 3, 25-18. Carried that momentum into the fourth. Byer just gets it inbound for the winner. Stoney takes the fourth. We're going to a 5th set tiebreaker. Eisenhower responded in the final set. Trippy with the feed to Palazzolo and the smackdown. Back comes Stoney Creek just moments later. Tomlek gets it up and over for the winner. Cougars keeping it close, but it wouldn't be enough. Chloe Cole would clinch it here on match point. Eagles take the fifth set tiebreaker and advance in the Division I volleyball districts.
I'm Ryan Slocum at Holly High School, where rivals Clarkston and Lake Orion went at it in a Division I district title game. The Dragons ended the Wolves' season in the playoff opener a year ago, and they take the first set in this one. Kendall Robertson puts it away to give Lake Orion the first frame, 25-22. Clarkston comes with a huge response in the second. The Wolves went on a 7-0 run. Senior Sydney Hassenfratz earning the point. Then on set point, Shea Bordine gets down to keep it alive. One of her 8 digs. Paige Geetbrock then slams it home to even it at a set apiece, 25-13. The sophomore had 13 kills. The third set was much closer. Kara Delventhal sets up the sophomore Nina Horning. That ties it at 6 apiece. But the Wolves would take over. Geetbrock at the net to lay down the hammer. Clarkston takes the third set 25-21. And they wouldn't look back, led by the senior, Claire Nowicki, who finished with 14 kills and 15 digs. Clarkston takes the fourth frame 25-18 to beat last year's semifinalist Lake Orion 3-1 and win the district championship.
To win this game, it was really important. It was our motive all season. We were really pushing to work towards state championship, and I think this was a big step for us.
Kind of what we just preached to them the last couple of days is, no matter who gets momentum, we can't get too emotional. Like, we can't panic, we can't get back on our heels, we just got to keep fighting. And I was just really proud of how they came out of that first set. Nothing's better than winning the district. I have all the respect for Lake Orion volleyball and for Tony, Coach Tony, but beating Lake Orion is like one of our, yes.
Today we'd like to talk about MHSAA concussion protocols and an insurance program that the association provides for unpaid bills following a concussion. First, game officials have no role in determining whether or not an athlete has sustained a concussion. All the official can do is advise the head coach of the possible injury. School personnel, which have the ultimate responsibility for the child, make the determination to remove the player from the playing surface and, if necessary, from further activity. A student athlete removed and withheld from the rest of a contest may not return to play that day and is required to have an unconditional medical release to return after that. And for those families who have unpaid medical bills for concussions sustained during a school practice or competition after personal and school insurance coverage is used up, the MHSAA offers gap insurance of up to $25,000. Find out more about concussion resources on our website at mhsaa.com.
Hey guys, welcome back inside the State Champs Sports Network studio. Another update in our State Champs Anvil Award race presented by Hungry Howie's. More in Plant, the Hall of Fame coach Tim Beckler here. And coach, this is the time of the year where truly we start to see some teams fall off. We see the cream rising to the top. We want to congratulate Raquan Buckley from Wyoming Godwin Heights, one of our top 10. His season is now over. Unfortunately, they fell in their first playoff game, but he's a guy with a bright future.
He's got a great future. I mean, he's got all these offers that he's still weighing. I mean, Cincinnati, Florida State, Michigan State, Minnesota, Nebraska. He's got a great future. Best of luck to you, Raquan.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you at the next level. So here's how it's playing out in terms of who is going to be the top lineman or linebacker in the state of Michigan. We've got a couple more weeks left before we freeze our top 10. By the time we play the first regional contest, our top 10 is frozen until we choose our final 4, which is the week after state semifinals. So We've got a couple opportunities here for someone to perhaps still climb in the race. Do we have anybody on our watch list?
The first young man is Rayshawn Benny from Oak Park. 6'5", 275-pound defensive tackle. He's back after an early season injury. He's a big reason Oak Park upset Grosse Pointe South. Rayshawn told us that if Oak Park were to go on to win a state championship, he should be the Anvil Award winner. Love his confidence.
Yeah, so Rayshawn started on our list, had an injury, has not played until just recently. Again, Oak Park was 0-6 going into the playoffs. First team in the history of the state of Michigan to win a playoff game at 0-6.
East Lansing's Ethan Boyd, 6'7", 285-pound offensive tackle. He is massive. Committed to Michigan State. Watching his film, good finisher. He wants to finish with his feet. He likes to bury people. I like him as a run blocker. Pass pro technique, I haven't seen this. He's got those long arms, but he likes to use the defensive pass rushers' momentum and hands against them. And what I mean by that, guys will come in there and you'll see Ethan kind of just throw their hands real quick, and it's amazing how kids just fall straight down on their face with that technique. But you do see some more linemen trying to do that, and he's pretty good at it.
Anyone else?
Yes, Tyson Watson from Warren Mott. He's a defensive tackle, 6'6", 270. He's committed to Michigan State as well. He's very quick off the ball. Now again, 6'6", and being quick. He really explodes. He's like a J.J. Watt type. Great against the run, gets in the quarterback's face, bats thrown balls. He's a great player.
These are guys that we're still taking a look at that still could get into the competition. Buckley could certainly stay in. He has the resume to stay in. We just don't know. So we're going to follow it. We're going to run people through the numbers. We have our criteria. That's how we do it. It's a fluid competition. So what do you need to do? You need to go out there and vote for your guy. StateChampsNetwork.com. Rocco Spindler killing it in the vote. I can almost call it like an election year, that he's going to win the online vote. However, if you support your guy, and we see that there are a lot of people out there wanting to keep their guy in the race, then he may not fall off when it comes to our final top 10. So go to our website, vote. Coach, thank you. We'll see you next week. Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices.
I'm Mike Erlitis. We head to Canton for second-round playoff action as the undefeated Chiefs host the Spartans of Livonia Stevenson. The Chiefs strike first with the passing game. QB Caleb Berg finds John Levine in the end zone. Canton quickly up 7-0. The Spartans would rebuttal in the form of the Harvard commit, Caden Woodall. He takes this one 70 yards to tie this one up at 7. Final minutes of the first quarter, Canton in the red zone and completing the drive with a 2-yard plunge by Berg, giving the Chiefs a 14-7 lead after 1. Canton would continue to pour it on in the second. Defensive back Wesley Faulkner with the pick 6 as the Chiefs extend their lead to 21-7. More from Canton. Zach Badger taking this one up the middle. He finished with 262 yards rushing on the night. Chiefs take a 28-7 lead going into the half. In the third, Spartans would start to wake up. Here's Woodall again. He busted out 282 yards on the ground. Stevenson trailing 28-14. Still in the third, Chiefs come right back again. They muscle in another goal line TD, taking a 35-14 lead after 3. Stevenson making it interesting in the fourth. It's Woodall again with the score, cutting the lead to 14. On their next drive, Woodall would punch in another one, but it would be too little, too late. As Canton holds off the late Spartans charge, beating Livonia Stevenson by a final score of 35-28, they will go on to face Belleville next week in a round 3 matchup.
Harrison Beebe reporting from Northern Michigan. Boyne City visiting Glen Lake, two teams with equal 5-2 records, and the Lakers defeated the Ramblers in week 1 back in September. But the second round of the playoffs starting off a little different. John Pop finds Finn Hogan, but Hogan with a rare fumble on the offensive end. Caden Jewett recovers for the Ramblers. And that's going to set him up for a really impressive run by Bobby Hoth. The touchdown maker is known to get into the end zone whenever he wants, and that's exactly what he did here with this carry. Early 7-0 lead for the Ramblers on the road. Lakers back to work. Pop finds Hogan again. This time he makes the impressive grab and keeps the possession. That allows Pop to go to work near the end zone, and he's looking to the far corner of that end zone. Finds Brody Allen. B.A. brings it down after a 2-point conversion. Lakers would lead 8-7. And you knew this one would be a good one. Back and forth. It'd go to overtime. That's where the Ramblers actually shock Glen Lake on the road, winning it 29-28 in that OT session to advance to the district final in Division 6.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and let's go to Wisner Stadium in Pontiac for this Division III district semifinals matchup between two Catholic League Central rivals, Brother Rice and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Rice would drive down the field on their first possession of the game, securing 3 points, and they would add more to the tally thanks to sophomore running back Nolan Ray, 49 yards to the house. Warriors lead 10-zip, but the OLSM squad battles back, getting 3 points up on the board with the services of kicker Tommy Dobin, and the senior has well enough leg behind this 49-yarder. And that's the end of the first quarter, 10-3 Brother Rice. Warriors keep it going on the ground. The sophomore Ray with another big play. The blocks out front allows him to escape with speed, and he will hit pay dirt from 56 yards out. Rice increasing the lead, 17-3. St. Mary's added another 3 from Doman, but it was Rice with the last play of the half going all out with the air attack. Junior quarterback Jake Coulter calling it out. Gianni Delamonte full sprint, biscuit and basket, touchdown. 24-6 Warriors headed into the break. The Eaglets fight back in the third. Tyler Crockett easily punches it in from 4 yards out as OLSM cuts into the lead, 24-13. And that fight for the Eaglets would not be enough. Miko Stewart seals the deal for Rice on this 25-yard touchdown. Your final score, Brother Rice 31, St. Mary's 13. Warriors set to face undefeated Chelsea for the district crown.
Now to Division 4, Clarkston Everest Collegiate taking on Adrian Lenawee Christian. LCS scored in the first 2 minutes, and Everest trying to knot it up. The junior Lucas Cross beats the defender. Great shot, better save by Evan Hendershot. It was 1-0 at intermission. Second half, and Cross is going to get another great opportunity. Cross with the cross. Hendershot got a hand on it to preserve the lead. Lenawee Christian rewarded with a penalty shot later. Brennan Griffith with the honors. That's it. Adrian Lenawee Christian is heading to the state finals for the first time in school history. They win 2-0 and will face Granville Calvin Christian.
On your mark.
I'm Lauren Plant, and we go to Lake St. Clair Metro Park for the last chance to run fast meet. Runners who didn't qualify for states got one more opportunity to get after it. And we start with the boys. Good ending to this one by a pair of teammates from Dearborn Divine Child. The senior Ryan Ware edging Sean McGrath to get the victory. On the ladies' side, battle to the end between Emma Bowen of Sterling Heights Stevenson and Alexandra Lutz from Utica Eisenhower. The senior Bowen wins by less than a second. Thank you for watching, and listen, download the State Champs app. If you're at a game, any game, capture a moment you think's really cool. Send it to us. We can't be everywhere. You can be a State Champs cameraman. We want to share it with everybody. We'll see you next week. State Champs Michigan's high school sports show is presented by Lawrence Technological University and Lawrence Tech Athletics. For everything LTU, visit ltu.edu. You can recruit yourself to any of Lawrence Tech's 27 collegiate athletic teams by visiting ltuathletics.com. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA. And by Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.